Hi, we're doing our continuing series on the spiritual laws of prosperity that you need to live by to manifest true abundance into your life. And I'm kind of excited about talking about this one because I want to chat this time about the circulation law of prosperity. And this is kind of the analogy I would give you on this. It's like prosperity is like a free-flowing river. If you've ever been where there's a spring that comes from underground, or if you've ever been in the mountains and seen the snowfall melt that comes down the gorge and comes down in a river, that water is so sparkling, so clear, so pure. Yet if water collects in a pool, gets very cloudy, it gets stagnant. And it doesn't really support life. It gets overcome with a lot of growth in there that really makes it hard and kind of chokes out the oxygen. I think prosperity is the same way. Prosperity works best when we circulate it. So even when you may be challenged in terms of your prosperity, it's important for you to keep the circulation going on. We've talked about this in a previous video, that miserly hoarding, hoard something, it leads to recession. If you just hang on to something and think, okay, I'm going to protect this and I'm never going to, let go of it, that won't bring prosperity. It's kind of like what's going on in the economy right now. I believe safe is the new risky. Because what people, they're buying into all this bullshit they're reading in the newspapers and hearing on the TV networks and things where all of the economic meltdown, and people are thinking, wow, I need to take my last few $100s or pesos or pounds and put them in a sock and keep them under my mattress or dig a hole in the backyard and hoard it until this thing goes over. No, that's not how to manifest prosperity. Prosperity is about giving, releasing, and most importantly, circulating. So you circulate your prosperity, and one of the things I've discovered is you can't outgive the universe. And believe me, I've tried for a lot of years. I've been studying prosperity for probably 20 years now. And the deeper and deeper I get into this, the more I understand I can never outgive the universe. Because no matter how much I circulate, it always comes back to me times 10, times 20, times 100. Because that's how prosperity is. Those are the universal principles that prosperity is based on. So let's talk practical application. You say, wow, I'm down to my last $300 and I owe $3,000 or I owe $4,000. What do? I don't have enough. Believe me, I've been in that situation. I've been in a situation much, much worse than that. I believe instead of hoarding that last $300 you might have, you want to circulate it. Break it up. So send $30 to the power company and send $30 to the telephone company. Tithe some to your church or temple or synagogue or mosque. Perhaps donate a little to charity. You say, wow, how can I give to charity? I'm broke myself. Doesn't matter. Circulate. Because remember, you can't outgive the universe. So even though you may see a finite amount of money, remember that money is really infinite. Money is just a mind virus. Money, currency, that's just a man-made invention which we use for bartering or trading to measure. But that isn't what prosperity is about. True prosperity is infinite. You can't, like love and hugs and anything true prosperity, it's infinite. It's like people say, hugs. What about hugs? You say, well, somebody says, give me a hug. You say, well, no, I've only got 2 left and the weekend's coming up. No, because the more hugs you give away, the more you're going to get back. The more love you give away, the more love you're going to give back. And the circulation works the same way with money. So break up that, don't hoard that last amount, break it up, circulate it forward with faith, you know, and certainly, you know, if you owe $4,000 or $5,000 and you only have $300, call one of the debt management services. There's a lot of nonprofit ones, and work with them, or call the people you owe money to and talk to them and communicate and let them know you're going to do a plan and do it as best you can. But then break up that thing, circulate it, send it forward, and you will attract and bring more prosperity back to you. One of the things I suggest you do is to actually write a blessing on your checkbook, right? And anywhere, and I put it on your web, you know, on your internet screen. Let's say if you pay your bills online, I might put it up there. Any place where you're getting involved, where you're paying your debts, where you're involved with the circulation, you can write this stuff in the memo part of your check. You can write this on the envelope that you mail. So I'll share one with you, but just before that, I would suggest, please join me as a subscriber. If you're reading this on my blog, you'll see a spot up there, the blue box. You can sign up, and then every time there's an update on the blog, you'll get a notice about it. And if you're reading or watching this rather on YouTube, I think it's a yellow box, if I remember, just says subscribe, and you can subscribe to that channel, and then whenever I've got a new video posted, you'll hear about it, because we're going to be doing another one very soon on the imaging law of prosperity, and I know you're going to want to see that one. So subscribe, come back often, and let's keep this line of communication open, because this is such a fascinating subject, all of these principles of prosperity. Anyway, so back to what we might write on your checkbook, or you could write it on you could even, I did this when I was really struggling and I owed a lot of money. I wrote this on the envelope of all the bills that I got. Remember, I was getting all these bills in the mail because I owed a lot of money. But I repositioned them in my mind, and I said, bills are invoices for blessings already received. And as soon as I changed that mindset, made a huge difference for me. So then every envelope that came in, the power bill, the light bill, all of those things, on the envelope I wrote this: you are now filled with the bounty of my Creator to supply my every need. And I wrote that on my checkbook, and I kept that posted everywhere I would see it. You are now filled with the rich bounty of my Creator to supply my every need. And then what you could write on the checks you send out, and on the blog, I'll actually write these on the blog for you guys who go to randygage.com. I put, I send you forth to circulate in the flow of boundless prosperity. I know that you will return to me in kind. And then my other kind of mantra that I used a lot and said it over and over again, and I affirmed this, was money is attracted to me like a magnet. Very powerful mantra. So I hope you enjoyed this little chat on the circulation law of prosperity. Remember, be willing to give away something you possess to receive something you desire. Thanks.